The sky outside is still dark, but something brighter moves beneath my ribs. I wake before the alarm with a strange and steady calm. The curtains hold the night in place, but I can feel it move along. There's coffee waiting in the kitchen. There are emails in my phone. But for a moment on this pillow, I don't feel completely thrown. The problems haven't vanished, all the questions still remain, but they've lost a little sharpness in the edges of my brain. There's space between my thoughts, like slow clouds crossing blue. A quiet I've been craving that is somehow breaking through. Maybe all the nights of crying, all the storms I let run free, were tiny seeds of something that I never thought I'd see. Not a fireworks display or some grand cinematic scene, just a softer way of living somewhere in the in-between. There's a quiet sunrise inside, long before the light, warming up the corners that have only known the night. It doesn't change the story, it doesn't fix the past, but it tells me I can hold it all and still be here at last. A quiet sunrise inside, not dramatic, not loud, just a gentle kind of knowing that I made it through the clouds. I swing my feet to touch the floor and feel the wooden chill, but even in that shiver there's a sense of simple will. I don't need to love the future, I don't need to have it mapped. I just need this one small moment where my chest is less collapsed. The mirror in the hallway doesn't scare me like before. I see a face that's tired, yes, but also something more. Someone who can love and lose and still show up at the door. Someone who can break a bit and still grow back once more. I used to think that healing meant the pain would disappear, that I'd wake up unremembering the weight of every year. But here I am with all my scars and memories intact, and yet a little lighter in the way I hold the facts. There's a quiet sunrise inside, long before the light, warming up the corners that I've only known the night. It doesn't change the story, it doesn't fix the past, but it tells me I can hold it all and still be here at last. A quiet sunrise inside, not dramatic, not loud, just a gentle kind of knowing that I made it through the clouds. If tomorrow feels much heavier, if the shadows circle back, I'll remember there was morning carved gently in the black. And somewhere in my ribcage lives a tiny faithful glow that whispers, you have done enough. When I forget to know, there's a quiet sunrise inside, and it's teaching me to stay through the sleepless midnight spirals and the unresolved days. I won't wait for perfect healing to declare my life begun. I'll count every small awakening like rays of a hidden sun. A quiet sunrise inside, I can feel it in my chest. Maybe this imperfect journey is its own kind of rest. The alarm clock finally rings and the morning pulls me through. I stand up with all I carry, and a softer version too. The apartment sighs with me, as the day finally loosens its grip. I turn off every light but one small lamp beside my bed. The shadows on the wall look less like monsters, more like friends. The hum of the refrigerator is a lullaby in disguise. I breathe in time with little sounds of ordinary life. I used to end my nights replaying everything I said and did, asking if a different word could change the way I had to live. But the questions lost their edges after so many midnight rounds. Now they're just a softer chorus in the background of my sound. I won't solve my life tonight, and that's a quiet kind of peace. I let the need for perfect answers slowly, gently start to cease. I tuck my doubts beneath the sheets like books that I'll reread. But not right now, not in this hour, not in this breath I need. So I whisper goodnight to myself in the dark, like I'm someone worth the care, like I'm more than just the scar. I say you did enough today, even if I'm not convinced. I let the sentence wrap around me like a fragile glow and rinse. I whisper goodnight to myself as if I'm my closest friend. Maybe someday I'll believe the kindness that I send. The notifications fade as my phone face slowly dims. I turn it over screen side down like I'm drawing in my limbs. There's a shirt draped on the chair from a morning rushed and late. There's a half-read book on heartbreak lying open, marking fate. I don't have to be inspiring, I don't have to have a plan. I can just be breathing messy and exactly who I am. Tomorrow might be heavy, but I'm not there, I'm here instead. In this borrowed little moment where I choose to rest my head. I'm learning that survival can be gentle, can be small. Not just grand triumphant victories or standing 10 feet tall. Sometimes it's just turning down the volume on the fear and telling my reflection, hey, I'm really glad you're here. So I whisper goodnight to myself in the dark, like I'm someone worth the care, like I'm more than just the scar. I say you did enough today, even if I'm not convinced. I let the sentence wrap around me like a fragile glow and rinse. I whisper goodnight to myself as if I'm my closest friend. Maybe someday I'll believe the kindness that I send. If nobody else remembers how hard I try to stay, if the world forgets my efforts in the noise of every day, I can still be the one voice that doesn't turn away. The quiet, steady presence that will meet me where I lay. So I whisper goodnight to myself, a little softer than before. The words don't feel like fiction, they don't ache me to the core. I say you're doing what you can and it settles in my chest like a blanket made of moments where I gave my very best. I whisper goodnight to myself, and somehow that's enough to turn this endless, restless night into something faintly soft. The lamp clicks off, the darkness folds around my tired frame. I close my eyes and drift away, still holding my own name. The train slides through the tunnels like a thought I almost lose. I stand between two strangers, hand wrapped around the rail. The fluorescent lights above us buzz a tired, fragile scale. My reflection in the window overlaps a passing street, a double exposure of the life I have and what I see. Stations blur like sentences are never quite complete. People step on, people step off, repeating on repeat. No one asks me where I'm going, no one asks me where I've been, but the rhythm of the tracks keeps talking softly to my skin. I've been paused inside my story like a glitch in some old tape, convinced that if I stay here I'm avoiding some mistake. But outside everything keeps crossing lines and shifting frames. I'm the only one who thought standing still would keep me safe. The city keeps moving somehow, even when my heart stands still. Traffic lights keep changing, windows fill and empty buildings fill. I'm a silhouette in transit with a screen glow on my face, trying to make peace with being just a passenger in space. The city keeps moving somehow, and it's carrying me along, even if I don't feel ready to belong. A cyclist at the corner weaves through cars like colored ink. A couple shares a tired smile beside a kitchen sink. A delivery truck unloads beneath the flickering hotel sign. Life goes on in all directions, none of which are mine. I scroll through tiny videos of other people's perfect days, highlights stitched to hide the seams of unphotogenic haze. But in the reflection of this train I see my own small truth, a person who is hurting but still moving through their youth. Maybe there's no special moment where the universe will shout, no more pain and no more doubting, now you finally figured out. Maybe healing is just riding through the same old part of town, noticing the little changes as the sun keeps going down. The city keeps moving somehow, even when my heart stands still. Traffic lights keep changing, windows fill and empty buildings fill. I'm silhouette in transit with a screen glow on my face, trying to make peace with being just a passenger in space. The city keeps moving somehow, and it's carrying me along, even if I don't feel ready to belong. I breathe in time with brake lights flickering in red. I breathe out with the stranger's thoughts I'll never hear or thread. We're all fragments in a system that we barely understand, but tonight I feel less separate from the motion of this land. The city keeps moving somehow, and I feel it in my bones, in the shiver of the metal in the towers, ringing phones. I'm still scared of what's ahead, but I'm already on my way. You can't stay completely frozen on a train that will not stay. The city keeps moving somehow, and so do I tonight, just enough to call it living in the blur of neon light. The doors slide open slowly, and a cooler breeze drifts in. I step out with both my sorrows and the soft desire to begin. There were so many tiny lights, but I was staring at the dark. I walked the same old sidewalk with my headphones turned up high, eyes fixed on every memory that never learned to say goodbye. I miss the dog that wagged its tail at every passing car. I miss the kid who lost a kite and chased it way too far. The barista wrote a smiley face along my paper cup. I took it without noticing and never even looked up. I counted every silence like a verdict on my worth, while 100 little kindnesses orbited my earth. I was so in love with hurting that I didn't see the signs, all the quiet good things happening between the crooked lines. The way the neighbor held the door a second extra long, the stranger on the metro humming softly to a song. Tiny lights I almost missed, flickering around my feet, in the cracks of busy sidewalks and the faces on the street. I was living in a shadow of a story that had passed, but the world kept lighting candles I was too afraid to grasp. Tiny lights I almost missed, but tonight I see them glow. They don't fix the broken pieces, but they make it safe to grow. The elevator hummed a tune that I'd forgotten I once loved. Someone's hand shot out to catch the door I barely shoved. An old friend sent a message, just a silly simple meme. I almost let it vanish in the flood I daily stream. The bus driver said evening like it mattered that I came. I nodded out of habit, never asking for their names. Sky turned cotton candy while I typed another sigh. The sunset kept on shouting, hey, I'm still here in the sky. Maybe I've been measuring my life with all that went away, counting losses like a language that I speak every day. But between the lines of mourning there are moments full of gold, warm and small and undeserving of the way I've stayed so cold. Tiny lights I almost missed, flickering around my feet, in the cracks of busy sidewalks and the faces on the street. I was living in a shadow of a story that had passed, but the world kept lighting candles I was too afraid to grasp. Tiny lights I almost missed, but tonight I see them glow. They don't fix the broken pieces, but they make it safe to grow. I won't force myself to smile or bury what still aches, but I'll leave the window open for the goodness that still wakes. I can cry and still say thank you when the coffee tastes just right. I can miss the ones who left and still enjoy this gentle night. Tiny lights I almost missed now guide me through the haze, not in fireworks or thunder, but in subtle, steady ways. In the quiet nods of strangers, in the way my own chest lifts, when I notice how my heartbeat keeps on offering me gifts. Tiny lights I almost missed, they were never really gone. I was just too full of shadows to believe I could move on. I sip my drink and finally see the doodle on the cup, a tiny crooked smiley face that somehow holds me up.
The dishes are finally done, but the questions still stack in the sink. I wipe the counter clean like it erases more than crumbs. The fluorescent kitchen light hums out half-remembered drums. The chairs are slightly crooked from the way the day sat down. Little ghosts of conversation still circle this small town. I used to think that closure was a door that really shut, that someday I'd stop wondering why we ended where we cut. But the calendar keeps turning without waiting for my say. Maybe some things never tidy, but we live them anyway. I've been chasing perfect endings like a book that ties up neat, but my life is more like scribbles on a napkin by my feet. I keep looking for a moment when the ache just stops and quits. Maybe it won't ever happen quite the way I pictured it. Maybe this is how it is, carrying both the hurt and light, waking up with heavy eyes, but still making coffee right, talking to an empty room and laughing at the sound, finding tiny bits of peace in corners I've not found. Maybe this is how it is, not the answer I had planned, but a quiet kind of living with my sorrows in my hands. I pass the mirror slowly and it catches me off guard. The person standing in it looks a little less on guard. There are lines around my eyes that weren't there the year before, proof of all the nights I stayed awake and hoped for something more. I think of every promise that broke under too much strain, of every version of myself that didn't make it through the rain. And yet I'm in this kitchen stacking plates and folding time, somehow still in motion even when I lose my rhyme. Maybe healing's not a finish line with banners at the end, not a clean and sudden moment where the broken pieces mend. Maybe it's the way I hum along to songs while feeling sore. Maybe it's the way I lock the door and still believe in more. Maybe this is how it is, carrying both the hurt and light, waking up with heavy eyes, but still making coffee right, talking to an empty room and laughing at the sound, finding tiny bits of peace in corners I've not found. Maybe this is how it is, not the answer I had planned, but a quiet kind of living with my sorrows in my hands. If I stop demanding answers from the nights that never spoke, if I let my heart be wounded without calling it a joke, could I learn to be a person who is still a work in progress, who can sit here at this table, both undone and still in process? Maybe this is how it is, and it's gentler than I feared, moving forward without knowing if the road is really clear, holding space for all the versions of myself I used to miss, and making one more cup of tea for the life that looks like this. Maybe this is how it is, and that's strangely good enough. I'll keep walking with my questions, I don't have to call it tough. The kitchen light flickers softly, then settles back to glow. I rinse my hands in lukewarm water and let one more answer go.
Rain writes tiny poems on the glass, and the window answers back with light. I open up the curtains to a sky that's giving in. Heavy roof and crooked gutter wears a silver quiet grin. The city sounds are muffled like they're wrapped in cotton sheets. Cars move softer down the street, tapping gentle steady beats. My reflection in the window looks like someone I once knew. A little older, a little softer, edges tinted in a bruise. I press my fingers to the paint and trace a crooked line, watching raindrops race each other like they're running out of time. I've been chasing every moment like I'm scared of standing still, running laps inside my mind until I forget what I feel. But the sky is pouring honesty on every hidden part, and tonight I hear the weather speaking softly to my heart. I'm breathing between the raindrops, counting seconds in the fall, letting every tiny impact knock a crack into the wall. I'm not trying to be better, I'm just trying to be real, to sit here with my heaviness and let the thunder heal. Breathing between the raindrops, I'm not running from the storm. If I stay here long enough, maybe I'll find something warm. The kettle starts to whistle like a gentle distant plea. I pour the water over tea leaves, watching steam rise lazily. The cup between my hands becomes a small and borrowed sun, a universe, a simple he where I'm the only one. Messages keep blinking on the lock screen of my phone. I read the names and take a breath and leave them all alone. Tonight I won't perform the part of always doing fine, I'll just listen to the rhythm of the raindrops keeping time. There's a softness in admitting I don't know what happens next, and letting go of people who moved on without a text. The weather doesn't ask me why I'm staring at the sky, it just opens up and pours and makes it safe for me to cry. I'm breathing between the raindrops, counting seconds in the fall, letting every tiny impact knock a crack into the wall. I'm not trying to be better, I'm just trying to be real, to sit here with my heaviness and let the thunder heal. Breathing between the raindrops, I'm not running from the storm. If I stay here long enough, maybe I'll find something warm. Maybe every drop that hits the glass is something leaving me, a name, a fear, a promise, some old version I can't be. And when the clouds are empty and the sidewalks start to dry, I'll still be here but lighter, with a clearer kind of eye. I'm breathing between the raindrops, but the air feels different now. Every inhale less like drowning, more like learning to allow. I'm not fixed and I'm not broken, I'm just sitting with the sound of a sky that chose to open so my heart could settle down. Breathing between the raindrops, I can finally taste the air. If tomorrow comes in sunshine, I'll remember I was there. The last drops slide in slow motion, leaving trails along the frame. I sip the lukewarm tea and whisper, I'm still here without a name.
The laundry still unfolded, but my heart is what's undone. I sit down on the floor where the lamplight turns to gold. The corners of this little room feel quieter than before. Messages I never sent float somewhere in the air. Words I swallowed years ago
or tugging at my chair. I've always been the one who says it's fine, I'm used to this, turning every jagged edge into half a joke I twist. But tonight the jokes fall flat on the carpet at my feet. And the only honest thing I have is how much I feel beat. There's a tired in my bones, the sleep can't ever fix a soundtrack of apologies that I never quite can quit. I've patched up every moment with a maybe it's alright, but I'm done with being brave for every version of my life. Tonight I let it hurt, I won't push it down again, I won't tidy all the memories or sharpen every end. I'll sit with every echo that I've tried so hard to mute. I'll let the tears fall freely, even if they feel uncute. Tonight I let it hurt, like a storm that finally breaks. If it washes through my chest, maybe something softer wakes. The photos on the shelf look at me in different years. I see myself pretending I don't feel the weight of fear. The party where I laughed until my cheeks began to ache. The morning on the river when my smile was half a fake. I've been everybody's anchor, holding steady in the storms, answering the late night calls, keeping other people warm. But when the room is empty and the lights are all turned low, there's nobody left to ask me how I'm really holding on. So I lean against the wall like it's someone I can trust. Let my shoulders finally sag, let my armor turn to dust. If this is what it costs to feel my heartbeat in my hands, I'll pay it all in sobbing breaths. The ceiling understands. Tonight I let it hurt, I won't push it down again, I won't tidy all the memories or sharpen every end. I'll sit with every echo that I've tried so hard to mute. I'll let the tears fall freely, even if they feel uncute. Tonight I let it hurt, like a storm that finally breaks. If it washes through my chest, maybe something softer wakes. Maybe healing isn't pretty, maybe it's red and raw. Maybe strength is in admitting just how shaken that you are. I've carried all this quiet like a stone beneath my tongue. Tonight I let it tumble out, however rough, however wrong. Tonight I let it hurt, but I'm not as scared this time. There's a stillness in the crying, like a gentle kind of sign that when the sobs grow smaller and the breathing starts to slow, there might be room for tenderness in places I don't know. Tonight I let it hurt, not forever, just tonight. And if tomorrow feels the same, I'll still turn on this soft light. The lamp hums in the silence as my heartbeat learns to rest. I wipe my face with shaking hands, but feel a little less compressed. The city glows like a heartbeat I borrowed for the night. Every traffic light we pass feels like another chance. The radio is low, humming secrets in my ear. I watch the world in fragments that only make sense from here. Neon neon spills on puddles, stretching colors down the road. Someone's laughter on the sidewalk lifts and then erodes. The driver doesn't ask me where I've been or what I've lost. He just follows little arrows through the darkness, counting cost. I've been stuck inside my body like a room without a door. Heartbeat running circles on a familiar wooden floor. But tonight the streets are breathing for the parts of me that can't. And every yellow light feels like a whispered gentle chant. Street lights on my pulse, flashing softly through my veins. Every corner that we turn washes something from my brain. I let the window carry all the weight I can't explain. As the city keeps on glowing, I feel less and less the same. Street lights on my pulse, keeping rhythm while I heal. Maybe moving through the night is how I learn to really feel. The coffee shop where I once waited in the rain, where I swore I'd be much braver, where I stood there all the same. That rooftop bar we climbed to just to look at distant plains. Now it's just a square of light above a building with no name. The highway opens up like an unsent honest text. I watch the signs slide by and don't think about what's next. For once I'm not rehearsing everything I'm gonna say. I let the red and blue reflections take my words away. There's a quiet in the movement that I never felt at home. Like the city holds my questions so I don't face them alone. I'm a passenger in metal in a storyline of light, borrowing its breathing for one ordinary night. Street lights on my pulse, flashing softly through my veins. Every corner that we turn washes something from my brain. I let the window carry all the weight I can't explain. As the city keeps on glowing, I feel less and less the same. Street lights on my pulse, keeping rhythm while I heal. Maybe moving through the night is how I learn to really feel. If I could stop the car right here where the skyline bends, I'd write a little note to all the versions I pretend. Thank you for the armor, you can lay it down tonight. I'll let the traffic sing me through to something soft and light. Street lights on my pulse, but the pattern's shifting slow. Every flashing intersection tells me it's okay to grow. I'm still leaning on the window, but the glass now feels like wings. And the city in the distance softly hums of better things. Street lights on my pulse, and for once I'm not afraid. If this is all I have right now, it's still enough to stay. The car turns down my street and the glow begins to fade, but the rhythm in my chest is keeping what the night has made.
The fan hums in circles while the ceiling plays the same old scenes. I'm lying on my back, still in yesterday's clothes. The clock on the wall keeps blinking questions I don't know. Every crack in the paint becomes a road I used to take. Every shadow on the ceiling is a choice I didn't make. Your name shows up in places where it doesn't even fit. On the side of empty buses and the lines of songs I skip. I turn the volume higher just to drown out my own head, but the silence in between the notes repeats the things you said. I've watched this movie 1,000 times in quiet shades of blue. Different endings, same beginning, always circling back to you. I mouth the lines I never said, as if that changes fate. The ceiling doesn't answer, it just patiently waits. Reruns on the ceiling, flickering in the dark. Every could have been and almost love leaves a little mark. I keep editing the storyline alone here in my bed, but the credits never roll, it just rewinds inside my head. Reruns on the ceiling, I know them frame by frame. Maybe if I watch enough, I'll stop calling it your name. My pillow smells like detergent and a day I can't recall. I scroll through old conversations, then I pretend to stall, hovering on your number like a kid outside a door, counting all the reasons to stay silent once more. The street lamp through the curtain cuts a stripe across my eyes. I traced it with my fingers like I'm under foreign skies. If I sleep I'll dream in echoes, if I wake I'll drown in thought. This limbo is the only kind of quiet that I've got. I tell myself tomorrow you'll finally let this go, but tomorrow always shows up wearing the same echo. Every promise to move forward gets lost in the late night haze, and I keep replaying versions of a life that never stayed. Reruns on the ceiling, flickering in the dark. Every could have been and almost love leaves a little mark. I keep editing the storyline alone here in my bed, but the credits never roll, it just rewinds inside my head. Reruns on the ceiling, I know them frame by frame. Maybe if I watch enough I'll stop calling it your name. What if I turned off the light and didn't press replay? What if I let the story end the way it walked away? Would the ceiling find another film to throw against the sky? Would I still be half awake, rewriting every goodbye? Reruns on the ceiling, but they're losing all their weight. Lines I used to whisper now don't land the same today. I'm still lying in the darkness, but the scenes feel slightly wrong, like someone changed the soundtrack to a softer, quieter song. Reruns on the ceiling, fading at the seams. Maybe this is how it starts when you step outside the dream. The fan keeps humming circles, but the film begins to tear. I blink once and the ceiling is just ceiling, nothing there.
The room is silent, but the day is still too loud in my head. Streetlight shadows draw shaky lines across the ceiling. I drop my keys on the table like they're heavier than they should be. The hallway feels longer tonight, like it's watching me breathe. My phone lights up, then fades, a ghost of conversation. I leave it face down, I'm not ready for another vibration. Shoes in the corner, jacket on the chair. Everything I touch today is still hanging in the air. The mirror by the door catches half of my face. I look away first, like I'm losing some quiet race. I've been holding it together where everyone can see, saving all the breaking parts for when it's only me. The silence in this tiny room is louder than the street. Every thought I tried to bury crawls back to my feet. There's lost air in my chest, I forgot how to exhale. All these tiny expectations stacked up like fragile mail. I keep telling everyone I'm fine, I just need rest. But the truth is I'm still learning how to live with all this mess. Lost air in my chest, floating somewhere near my throat. If I could turn these heavy hours into something soft and slow. The sink is full of dishes from an ordinary day. Coffee stains and cheap receipts, proof I made it halfway. I replay every moment where I almost said I'm tired, where I laughed it off instead, playing strong until I wired. The city hums outside like a distant quiet choir. Someone laughs on the sidewalk, someone's car alarm misfires. I sit down on the carpet, back pressed to the wall, letting every little failure line up in the hall. Maybe this This is what it means to carry more than you can hold. A smile you wait through summer while your chest is full of cold. The questions that I never ask are knocking at the door. I've run out of clever ways to sweep them off the floor. There's lost air in my chest, I forgot how to exhale. All these tiny expectations stacked up like fragile mail. I keep telling everyone I'm fine, I just need rest. But the truth is I'm still learning how to live with all this mess. Lost air in my chest, floating somewhere near my throat. If I could turn these heavy hours into something soft and slow. So I count the breaths out loud, one for every hidden ache, two for all the promises I knew I couldn't make, three for every morning I still chose to show up anyway, four for all the nights like this where I don't know what to say. Somewhere between inhale and the fear of letting go, maybe there's a softer life that I just don't yet know. There's lost air in my chest, but it's finally moving slow. Every trembling confession teaching me to let it flow. I won't tell them I'm okay, I'll just say I'm on my way to turning all this heavy weight into something I can sway. Lost air in my chest, but tonight I feel it shift. If this is all I have right now, I'll call it my small gift. The ceiling lines grow softer as the night begins to bend. I'm still the same and somehow not breathing in the dark again.